So, Susan, tell me about Hands Across America.
I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, the breakfast was good.
Are we going to sell buttons?
Yeah, we got a nice breakfast out of this one.
Low, Bob.
Keep going.
Okay, but watch out for the big truck, though.
That's right. There's a bunch of kids getting off the bus, Mark.
Where?
Mark, kids getting off the bus.
The Karate Kid.
Oh, it is.
Come on, man. Everybody got one? Who doesn't have one?
Daddy doesn't have
Hey, let me get a group shot of all these.
Mark.
Okay, come on, you got a group shot. Maybe by 1 o'clock, they'll get it lined up.
You think one?
5 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep. No, 4 o'clock, 3 hours.
Yeah. I think certain parts of the country will be really successful, and certain parts
New
will
York.
just be.
Hi,
There's enough people in Manhattan to do this like any day of the week.
Here, Tabby. Look. Hey, can you say hi to Mark? Look at Mark.
No.
What?
Don't smile. Kyle, show Mark your ET button.
Cynthia.
Hi, Frank. We wish you were here. There you go, Mark.
What are you going to do with those?
Give it to people.
Good.
Can you give it to the children?
Well, wait a second. Come here, Ross. Come here, pal. Oh, yeah. Right here. There we go.
I'm right here.
Okay, pretend you're Superman. Fly.
You gonna go in the sky?
Ready? Fly. Well, there went that.
With the second set absolutely free. In one way, you're saving money. The business actually double. And you're saving time because you already have that second set of coats to give to family or friends. And Long Soda Works is offering special double print offers.
Yeah, but she's a nice girl. Nice girl. I feel confident. You have to keep that home. $5 a piece.
Ouch. Were you here earlier?
Yeah. You already got me on film.
Oh.
You want to eat tea,
But I
button,
didn't get you
little
on
boy?
tape, though.
Yeah. You want a piece of candy, little boy? All right. I remember, because I didn't know if you were there when Kathleen was there working for Howard. She said no, she didn't know you. A lot of volunteers.
Kevin, I brought your card.
Yeah, a lot of volunteers. Oh, sure. Now, what's the deal at 12 o'clock? What happened? Oh, giant. Oh, they are going to go to the round. Going to the desert now, boys. Miles like this. On the sidewalk. Massive parking space.
Back it up onto the sidewalk, please.
Use the expression, give me 5 new meanings. Right, new meanings. Give me 5 trillion here. Hey! Everybody does. It's new. It's 1 minute after. Wait, here's the governor and the mayor. What is it?
Here comes the police.
Oh, good. Here comes Richard. Watch me nail him. Here, Richard. Hold some buttons.
You need Phil, Richard? You need Phil?
Smile.
Smile.
Hello.
Jumping in line a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, that's the shirt right there. Okay, Mark. We're standing here in line to see ET2. This is a long line. It goes across the country from the west to the east coast. One theater, but they'll get them all in. They tell me by midnight.
Is this where Cobra is? Is this where Cobra is?
No, Cobra.
I came for the 10 o'clock show on the Cobra. Shit.
Hi, I represent my family on this line here. Oh, no, you represent my family on this. Sorry, I'm just here.
We want Emily.
What? We want Emily.
Yes.
We would like Emily on this line.
Hi.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
I'm shy.
That it?
That's it. That's it. It's over.
Oh, 15 minutes.
Sing.
All right, here.
Yeah, don't break the cake. So tell me who you donated the mile to.
This is for underprivileged children in the Los Angeles area. Children with disabilities and those with partial disabilities.
Right.
The mile. I'm not quite sure where the mile starts. They haven't told me that.
So tell me, what do you know about hunger and homelessness in America?
Only what I empathize with in my heart, which is, and my imagination, which is, but I think this is a great idea.
We're about to be killed.
What are we doing?
Well, you're all going to get killed, so why don't you move forward?
Okay, somebody with disability as you reach so many children with the movies. How does this, connect with what you do in your life?
Well, anytime you join hands, people join.
We are still doing it. Are they still holding hands? No.
Beyond.
They are down there. Well, how come they quit?
No, it means you're taping, right? Am I taping?
You're taping. Oh, we should just take them down.
I think we're
I can think back about it.
So they don't see a plan to go to the...
Yeah, I'll get back to you. You're done here.
Good wave, yay! Yay, Max, wave!
Uh-oh. Be careful on your side.
I love that, Steve. I am more. He is more.
Across America.
This is a Catalina macaw.
And a red forest. So, Amblin, is it a repeat tonight or is it a new one? Hey, Brad. See if someone will let us sit. Mark! Here, I'll tell you what. We got lots of them. You left them in the limited edition.
Oh, wonderful.
Here, let go.
Is it coming out again? Is that why the buttons are out?
No.
No?
No. This mile was...
One of these days, I'm going to put tape in here, you know? Is there film in there? No. Here we go. Oh, no problem. Okay, ready, get ready. Right here, okay? Come on, come on.
Great, yeah, it's good for the kids. Just dump a handful in here. Love it, love it.
There you go, want it, buddy? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Here's one for you, Mark.
Oh, thanks.
Here's one for you,
I know you.
Frank.
Hi. That's interesting. E.T. lives, thank God.
Bye.
We had a great time, thank you.
Stop excusing me. Do the
Brad! You're gonna get a ticket!
We're running between two Mercedes.
Yeah, if we get a ticket, they get a button.
Yo!
Hey, you gotta get an ET button. All out, folks.
Here, take some of the...
They're behind all
They've
these
had
people.
enough. We've all had enough.
Oh,
We're going to be on the news.
your machine, call my machine. We'll have lunch. The machines will have lunch. Well, yeah. Teletype. Say goodbye. You have my telex number now, don't you? Sobel.
Now that we're
Sobel.
actually flow, it's kind of been very full right away.
It's been a very fun and wonderful.
Glad you missed the bus. When do we stop the... Oh, the pin's over my pants.
Hey, Binder, Steve.
Back in the pit.
All right.
I think you can turn that off now, Mark.
I got an hour and a half of tape left. I'm gonna film license plates, anything else I can find. And I'm looking there. Oops, nothing there. See you guys.
See ya.
They're all waving at the camera.
This is it. We're leaving now.
This is the end. Well,
Where are you?
Oh my God!
Elise Owen.
Hi. I haven't seen you in... Hi, Mark.
Hi, Elise.
Hi, I'm working on a movie on Lost Boys, even on Sundays.
What?
Fun.
You're kidding. Is Dick back?
Does Back say Amblin is my life?
Accomplished what they wanted. They got America's attention and its spirit. The spirit created bridges of humanity, and the turnout transformed the Queen Mary's parking lot into a giant living map of the USA. And at the end of the dock, offering the last hand of the link, not one of the glittering showbiz celebrities, not Cicely Tyson or Dudley Moore or Whoopi Goldberg or Raquel Welch or Ben Vereen, but a man who knows firsthand today what it means to be homeless and hungry.
What does all this mean? I think it means we're all family, that we're all brothers, and that we have to take care of one another.
For thousands, the emotion of the moment was irresistible.
I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I don't think it's a one-day thing.
I think it was fantastic. That's why I sum it up in one word. It was something that was needed here.
There had been fears of logistical chaos, but in Long Beach, under the watchful eyes of the extensive security force, snags were kept to a minimum. The anti-hunger handholders were festive, well entertained, and ironically well fed. And not everyone liked the approach. Lily Smith has been homeless 6 years.
It will not give me any shelter. I don't want a bread line. I don't want a soup line. That perpetuates my condition.
Did she think somebody was trying to pretend that this was feeding people? We were not here feeding anybody. Now we got to get out and feed them.
Hopefully, in the not too distant future, there will never ever have to be, again, another hand across America debt.
It's estimated the spirit of unity gripped as many as 20,000 pairs of hands in Long Beach. And Bill and Linda, that was just the very end of the line.
Spectacular, especially when they released those balloons.
Really was.
Quite a moment.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Well, the hand-in-hand chain stretched across 16 states, covering more than 2,000 miles.
They wanted 6 million people out there to help link the chain, although officials, as of tonight, have not released an exact count. We're going to show you where it began, first in New York, near Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty, which, of course, is the symbol of what America is all about, as tens of thousands of New Yorkers lined the streets and expressways, joining hands and singing "We Are the World." The line was headed by 6-year-old Amy Sherwood, a former homeless New Yorker who represented the spirit and hope for the future. Continuing out of New York, the chain was virtually unbroken through the New England states to the capital city and across the White House lawn. And there, President and Mrs. Reagan joined members of their family and staff singing and swaying to the music on the front porch of the White House. The president's daughter Maureen said her father had not initially planned to take part because he didn't believe he was invited.
Divided we fall, united we stand.
And into America's heartland, the farms in rural America, where the jagged chain stretched through small towns and fields. Rainy weather didn't dampen their spirit. In areas where hardship and poverty are increasingly common, smiles were mixed with tears. Turning north to Chicago, where an estimated 300,000 people lined up from the loop across the city's north side, waving signs, banners, and singing to end hunger. There he is, Jim McMahon, the Bears quarterback. Then on through St. Louis, the Arch, and people arm in arm, hand in hand, with rope balloons and helicopters filling in the gaps across the desert and rugged terrain. The chain rolled through New Mexico. At least 238,000 people stretched across the state. Officials say that's about 17% of the state's population standing in line. That line ended here in Long Beach, more than 2,000 miles away. And there's no estimate of how much money was raised, but organizers say that 10% will go to direct relief, the rest to projects to get the homeless back on their feet.
And Linda, here across Los Angeles, lines of people stretched across pockets of poverty in some of the city's richest real estate. Channel 4's Carl Aragon reports.
Hands across America.
This was Celebrity Row in Beverly Hills. Dozens of stars gathered in front of Gump's following a pre-Hands Across America brunch. They each held red and white ribbons as they clasped hands and sang.
It just feels great. I hope everybody feels great. It's a wonderful event. A lot of
You've
fun.
got quite a few links in here. You're in charge, right?
I'm the troop leader, yeah.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see that we won't be rude. We're going to give every man some food, regardless of what color you are. Thank you.
One of the most notable links in this part of the chain was singer Lionel Richie. He helped organize the USA for Africa campaign, and today he gave a hand, once again, to the hungry and homeless.
It took Band-Aid, Live Aid, USA for Africa to finally get America to wake up and realize that it's not problems away from home, it's problems right here in our own backyard. And this is great.
In contrast, these are the hands of Skid Row residents in downtown Los Angeles. Homeless families and children from the Para Los Niños organization joined hands with concerned citizens along East 6th Street. Although there were some who were reluctant to participate, many were caught up in the emotion of the moment, hoping it would never end. Carla Aragon, Channel 4 News, downtown Los Angeles.
And that's not all. Thousands of people in Orange County were also part of the Hands celebration today.
When we come back, we'll follow that line as it wound through Disneyland.
As we've been seeing, the Hands Across America line wound its way through much of Southern California today, including Orange County, where it stretched all the way through Disneyland. 1,000 Disneyland employees and their families joined hands with dozens of Disney characters to form their part of the line. It stretched up and down Main Street, USA, and swept around in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle. As the official line danced and sang, park-goers formed their own unofficial line behind them, holding hands and singing right along. And as the strains of America the Beautiful filled the air, hundreds of red, white, and blue balloons were released, as well as doves trailing colorful streamers. The Orange County section also wound through Anaheim Stadium and through the Crystal Cathedral.
Spectacular. And farther inland, gaps did start to appear in the lines, although many passing motorists stopped their cars when they saw those gaps and got out to take up the slack. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department estimated that some 10,000 people joined the line in Blythe and across the Colorado River Bridge. The river is the border between California and Arizona. Many participants out in this area actually lined up early, holding hands, dancing, and practicing for the big moment. There were lots of enthusiasm out there, even in the 100-degree heat. Didn't seem to bother U.S. Senator Alan Cranston. There he is. And he said he was delighted to be holding the hand of Bo Derek. Cranston said that he gave up a chance to be on Face the Nation to be there standing in line. The Arizona side was anchored by a group of native Indians, and lots of people out there waving flags. Quite an event.
You know, we see all these pictures from all across the country. I guess everybody who was out there takes away a different experience. You were in the valley today, weren't you?
Yes, I was out on Ventura Boulevard near Van Nuys. It was spectacular. When I first got there, a little bit before 11, not many people. I was a little nervous about it. But then everyone just kind of came out of the shops and the restaurants. Thousands of people, 2, 3 deep. It was just wonderful.
Now, I was part of a much smaller crowd on Highland between the Valley and Hollywood, and we had several hundred. We didn't make we didn't link the chain, but
Spirit was still
we made up for it in enthusiasm. We tried. It was a very interesting day, one we'll never forget. Unfortunately, we have some other...
Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Susan Spencer reporting. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, millions of Americans lent a hand to the poor today, literally joining hands in a human chain that snaked from coast to coast. The fundraising extravaganza called Hands Across America hoped to raise $50 million to feed the poor. As Bruce Morton reports, there were gaps in the line, but few in the spirit.
From California to the New York Island, millions of Americans held hands today. The New York end of the line started at Battery Park, nice view of the Statue of Liberty, and it started with a 6-year-old homeless girl named Amy Sherwood. The line ended where the old steamship Queen Mary is docked in Long Beach, California. In between, lots of celebrities and millions, probably, of ordinary Americans. We may never know just how many. Organizers said everyone was welcome to line up and hold hands, whether they'd paid or not. Some people interrupted their normal activities. President Reagan interrupted whatever it is presidents do on Sunday afternoons and held hands with some White House staffers and their children. He did not have to leave home. The line came to him. Some people didn't interrupt anything. Nancy Dermiskin and Andrew Tobias brought their entire wedding party and joined the line in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Some places weren't on the route and decided to join in anyway. This is Boston, Massachusetts. But people were holding hands and carrying on as far away as Alaska. And come to that, some Americans joined in Japan and South Korea. The line wound past memorials this Memorial Day weekend. It crossed bridges, that's the Mississippi, and wound through prairies. But if one place more than another revealed its purpose, it might have been this mile, along a rural road 20 miles north of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Monsanto was the corporate sponsor on this leg, but the people are the kind of people the day was about, farmers hit hard by the farm depression. At the Shawneetown feed store, they handed out thousands of pounds of food to needy people.
And the irony of it is, we're the food producers.
And most people probably say, well, you know, that's impossible for farmers to be hungry.
People didn't hold hands coast to coast. Hot air balloons covered part of the route into Mexico, and in some remote areas there were just plain gaps before the route wound into Southern California, famous mice and crowds again. Gaps don't matter, the organizers say. We're a success.
When the day is over, roll up your sleeves and go out and work in your communities and take care of people and give. Make this the start.
They didn't just hold hands, they sang. They sang We Are the World and Hands Across America. That seemed harder somehow. And they sang perhaps America's most famous song.
America, America, God shed his grace on thee.
Did they end hunger in America? Of course not. Did they call attention to the problem and get some volunteers interested in longer-term work on it? Probably. It was a very American kind of event, upbeat and hopeful, and there were almost certainly worse ways to spend a few minutes of your Sunday afternoon. Bruce Morton, CBS News, New York.
For some, today's hand-holding duties were rougher than for others. Not everybody, after all, had the luxury of an ocean or mountaintop view. Not everybody got to stand along a nice paved road. John Blackstone reports from the toughest mile, Navajo, Arizona.
For 1,400 people from Phoenix and Salt Lake City, Hands Across America was a full-scale expedition.
This is an 82-man tent.
Their assignment? Link up across what organizers called the toughest mile. From Phoenix, it's a 6-hour drive. From Salt Lake City, 12. Their destination? Arizona's high desert, barren and remote, baking by day, frigid by night. So forbidding, organizers recommended only those experienced in the wilderness should take part.
This is the first time I've been camping in my life.
They're missing parts.
As if the challenge presented by nature wasn't enough, there was also the challenge presented by tents.
Hey, listen, you're not building the Empire State Building.
The question is asked of all adventurers. What drove them to test themselves?
Because I worked for American Express.
Their employer became the corporate sponsor of the toughest mile. Since nobody lives here or does much of anything else here, everything had to be brought in, water and food, as well as people.
This is the toughest mile.
That's right.
Right here. All the hungry people.
Doing all this in the middle of nowhere cost more than $100,000. The donation to charity will be about $50,000.
Any company can give money away. It's a matter of demonstrating that we care.
We thought it was an inspiring, if logistically difficult and even dubious proposition.
The final assault on the toughest mile was carried out with military precision, but not with military discipline. And at 0 hour, which was high noon in the high desert, hands were joined along the toughest mile in America. But the mile next to it was empty. John Blackstone, CBS News, Navajo, Arizona.
The ambitious goal of Hands Across America was to help feed the hungry, and recent estimates are that there may be as many as 21 million hungry Americans. How did some of them feel about Hands Across America? Harry Smith found out in Crittenden County, Arkansas.
Some of the people who lined up along U.S. Highway 70 in West Memphis, Arkansas, said they came here today to be part of history. Their hope, their dream, that their past will not be their future. Here in Crittenden County, 1 in every 5 people relies on some type of government or privately funded program for food.
If you followed the human chain west to St. Francis County, you'd find even poorer people, where almost a third live below the poverty level.
In Forest City, a mile from the demonstration, people hold hands with poverty every day. Some don't believe today's activity will change a thing.
They ain't gonna help none. If you had this house full of money and give it to them, it still ain't gonna help none. Yeah, I was out there, we all hold hands, this and that and the other. That don't amount to nothing.
Income in Arkansas is $3,000 below the national average. The nation's recent economic